Knowledge, teamwork, and game smarts. These are the ingredients turning your everyday players into tomorrow's professional gamers. But to truly appreciate the future competitors of esports, we need to pay homage to the moments from the past. Arena Esports takes you on a trip back in time to enjoy the greatest plays from the world of esports. Sixteen gifted card game extraordinaires were invited to celebrate the end of 2018 in true Hearthstone style. Taking place in Taipei City, the Hearthstone All-Star Invitational gave some of the most exalted players of 2018 a chance to shine once more before the New Year's countdown, offering more than $95,000 over the course of the two-day event. One particular player narrowly made his way through to the finals, putting his card-slinging skills to the test in front of a hometown crowd.
Yeah, just die. Funny enough, if you told Hunter Ace that he was never going to draw Frosted Jaina organically, he might have pulled the Army of the Dead trigger a lot earlier. He would have like summoned out an 8/8, maybe pulled out, you know, his Ziliax a little bit earlier. But that's going to do it for game one. Even Warlock.
HCT Fall Championship runner-up Blood Trail was one out of 8 Taiwanese superstars to be invited or community voted in to play at the All-Stars event. Keen to unleash havoc with his Even Paladin, Death Rattle Hunter, Even Warlock, and Odd Rogue lineup. Norwegian champion Hunter Ace was the first to be defeated by Blood Trail. An aggressive reverse sweep was foiled by Blood Trail after his third attempt with the Odd Paladin deck. One final silence of Hunter Ace's Ziliax cemented a well-earned victory for the Taiwanese player, who had now advanced to the quarterfinals.
That is it. Blood Trail somehow overcomes the odds and wraps up this series despite drawing terribly in Game 5, and will send Hunter Ace packing.
Continuing his trek down the main event bracket, Blood Trail squared up against North America's Muzzy in the live Chinese Taipei tournament. Fans were expecting a strong performance from the Tempo Storm pro player. Muzzy found early success on his varieties of the OTK Paladin and Death Rattle Hunter decks. He executed the Four Horsemen strategy in Game 1 before breaking a few eggs with Death Rattle minions in Game 2. Muzzy was off to the perfect start. In a heart-pounding 3-game reverse sweep, Blood Trail had the last laugh in the 5th game of the series after maintaining board control. Muzzy's Toggle Wag Druid was ineffective as he played all the way to an empty deck.
Quick build a beast into... Is this lethal? Not quite.
You're the county person.
It's going too fast, Lauren. I mean, I gave it up a couple of turns ago already.
Yeah, we both did, I feel.
Yeah.
I think Muzzy's just letting Blood Trail have a moment there, yeah.
And the crowd goes wild.
Grand final qualification was within reach as Blood Trail went face-to-face with South Korean prodigy Surrender in what would be another exciting crowd-pleasing matchup.
Thank you for caring.
Yeah.
Game 1 of the semi-finals was a complete slaughter. Blood Trail's Even Paladin deck laid down the gauntlet early. 6 turns is all it took for the rising star to find his victory. Keeping in theme with even decks, Blood Trail's maths paid off when he delivered one of the most devastating defiles in the tournament. Surrender's robust side of the board fell to ruin, leaving him completely open.
Do it. 1-2, that should be lethal.
With the second defile, yep. By golly, he's done it.
Wow, Blood Trail up 2-0.
Returning to the game board with the infamous Q block, Surrender snapped up Game 3 to finally put a point on the board.
Yeah, me too.
How does that have so much damage?
Forcing a tie-breaking 5th game, the South Korean card slinger pulled through in a war of hunters. With beasts feeding his scavenging hyena, Surrender ended the match on turn 8 before Blood Trail found any value with his Death Rattle minions.
This series has been insane. You can just get there.
One player was about to advance to the grand final, while the other would be eliminated from the Chinese Taipei tournament. The fans took their seats for the Combo Priest Death Rattle Hunter final matchup. The combination of Northshire Clerics and Wild Pyromancers created near-infinite card draw options for Surrender, while contributing to board clear. Key cards in his deck were drawn early, creating pressure for Blood Trail. Mistakes were made when Surrender's main source of draw overdrew Lyra, a legendary card that was detrimental to keeping his hand healthy in the late game.
That hurts. Clever, he's saying.
Regardless, on turn 9, Surrender started to build his big minion. A Zombeast with Silence ruined any chance of the South Korean performing a next turn lethal.
Surrender has a Grave Horror left.
One final hope. It's a pass. Surrender concedes. Blood Trail is going to the finals.
It was a massive achievement for the local Hearthstone player to make it to the event's grand final. His chance at Hearthstone fame and the final trophy was right around the corner. Only one more challenger stood in his way. The crowd at the Hearthstone All-Star Invitational in Taipei City got comfortable as the competition entered its final stage. Two Hearthstone legends took their seats as they prepared to face off on the tournament's main stage. 2017 Hearthstone World Champion Tom 60229 obliterated the competition as he progressed through the knockout stage. He wasn't going to let Blood Trail stand in the way of yet another Hearthstone tournament victory. With the Death Rattle Hunter banned out, Blood Trail took his Even Warlock into game number 1 of the grand final. Coming back from the brink of elimination, Blood Trail was able to clear the board continuously while his plated Beetle armor and Blood Reaver Gul'dan hero power kept him alive. With the Lich King in play and his hero power slowly stealing health from his opponent, Blood Trail claimed his first win against the world champ.
I think Tom knows not even the Equality Consecrate can prevent the hero power lethal.
You know what there's only one more day left of, Gia?
What is that?
The year of killing all day.
Rolling on into the second game of the series, Blood Trail created an early board presence, but Tom drew both his Emerald Spellstones, setting him up perfectly for the late game. Following several traps, Tom upgraded these powerful emeralds so that he could summon 4 3/3 wolves onto the battlefield at only 5 mana cost. Blood Trail had to eliminate this threat or see everything he worked towards come undone. Once the Zul'jin hero card was played, Tom was able to repeat all spells that he used in that game. The pressure was too great, forcing Blood Trail to hand over the second game of the grand final series.
Got there, and it's going to be one game apiece. Tom, for the longest time, they're looking like it was going to be easy, and I think even at the end, they're looking at the hands, it was pretty easy.
Crossing swords in an even Paladin standoff, both players found value in their opening hands. It was Blood Trail who was winning the control game. In order to suppress his opponent, Tom had to play his first Equality Consecration combo early in order to reset the board. The war of attrition all came down to an army of low-stat minions and an Ashbringer on Blood Trail's side of the board. Tom had run out of options and was forced to concede.
6 turns too late. It could be really
Blood Trail's celebrations were cut short as Tom found success in his second attempt of the Even Paladin deck.
They do a lot of good work.
Backed by cheaper minions, Blood Trail's goal was to buff his Hench Clan Thug with continuous swings of his odd deck-enhanced hero power. With the tournament title within arm's reach, Blood Trail had to sacrifice a lot in order to remove Tom's Lich King. Sitting at just 3 health, Tom drew a spike-ridged steed, which allowed him to survive what could have been a next-turn lethal. Blood Trail had run out of gas. A Blessing of Kings added insult to injury as Tom tied the grand final scores to 2 aside.
Had so many outs to take the title. But he's going to have to play another game of Hearthstone by the look of things.
Oh my god. This is super close, and it's gonna come down to even lock versus odd rogue. Trail looks favored.
After losing a tournament point game that he was so close to winning, Blood Trail had to reset for the final matchup of the Invitational. Even Warlock versus Odd Rogue. What should have been a lengthy game of control quickly turned into a heavily one-sided affair.
So now, plus health. Win Fury, of course. Into plus health would be insane.
There's plus health.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Takes the plus health.
A turn 2 vicious fledgling off the coin was the first sign of trouble for Tom. A lack of removal or taunts would see the card grow stronger as the game went on.
Happy bird. With shield.
A second fledgling was summoned on turn 5. The first was able to wreak havoc on the board and grow to a powerful size. With 6 damage, Wind Fury and Divine Shield, Blood Trail's fledgling steamrolled over his opponent to take the All-Star Invitational win.
Death range of the dagger. That's it.
Yeah, we've had one
Give
false start,
it
but
up.
this time, Blood Trail takes it down, Gia.
Yeah, calling it for real this time. Blood Trail is the champion of the 2018 Taiwan All-Star Invitational. He got through the boss rush to get to this point. Need I reiterate, it was hard to race.
Earning the $20,000 first place prize and his name in the Hearthstone Esports history books, the young Chinese Taipei player proved to card slingers worldwide that perseverance and focus can pay off in the long run.
Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the amazing esport content from around the gaming globe. Only on Unbeaten Esports.